Drive ignition.
This is Actar's Reviews, from anime to figures and beyond. Hey, this is Actar and you're watching another episode of Actar's Figure Reviews. Today, we'll be taking a look at the next installment to the robot Damashii called Geass figure line, and that is the Knightmare Frame Tristan. The Tristan is the first ever variable Knightmare Frame shown in the series Code Geass R2, or the second season of Code Geass, and is piloted by Gino, Knight of 3. So before we take a look at the figure in closer detail, let's just take a look at the box. So the box keeps in design with the previous robot Damashii Code Geass figures with the black and red color scheme and the portrait of the Tristan over here. However, this box is pretty thick and it's about twice as thick as the normal Knightmare Frame boxes, and it's pretty similar in thickness to the Shinkiro one, and that is because for this Knightmare Frame for the Tristan, the cockpit is not removable. And so at the back of the box, we see a whole collage of pictures depicting the Tristan in various poses and showing off all its accessories. And of course, some added Japanese warnings and the company logos, some information about the Tristan itself. But other than that, there's nothing much else of interest to speak of with the box. So let's open it up and take a look at the figure inside. And so here we have the Tristan in its nice plastic packaging. The clamshell design is once again implemented here, and I absolutely love this as it eliminates the need for twist ties. And included in the packaging is an instruction sheet in monochrome, pretty big instruction sheet for the matter. It shows you how to assemble some of the accessories onto the figure to complete the figure, and it also shows off the steps to Tristan's transformation. And yes, this figure, just like the Shinkiro, can transform as well. And here we have the first ever variable Knightmare Frame piloted by Gino Weinberg, Knight of 3, shown in the series Code Geass. And like the Knightmare Frame itself, the figure is really accurate to the show counterpart. The details are absolutely amazing and the paint job is outstanding. Wow, is all I can say. The color scheme of the red, blue, gold and white work really well together. And because this Knightmare Frame actually transforms into a jet mode, its design is really sleek as well. I love it. And of course, I've actually gone ahead to place the two wings into the float pack of the Tristan, and like I've said previously, the float pack is not removable, and that's why the box has to be so thick. We see at the back over here, if we pull this down, it actually reveals a cockpit inside. It's pretty hard to make out, but you can actually see that there's a seat there. Unfortunately, the seat cannot be pulled out due to the space constraints of the cockpit door. In Code Geass R2, the Tristan is shown to have dual slash Harkens that are equipped with both Harken boosters and the ability to combine together to form a devastating energy blast. And just like the anime, the Tristan figure also has dual slash Harkens, and you can actually remove them from the arms just by pulling them out, and this is actually you can do this actually on both arms. So while the slash Harkens are actually represented here in really accurate detail, and it's really nice that they actually allowed you to remove the slash Harkens, and the thing that would really have made this complete would be a bendable wire that could connect from the slash Harken to the Tristan's arm and to be able to be posed freely like the other slash Harkens that are included in the line, like previously seen in the Lancelot Albion figure. It's nice that they represented the slash Harken, but this bendable wire would really have made this feature perfect in my opinion. So before we take a look at the figure in closer detail in terms of its accessories, articulation and in terms of its transformation feature, let's take a look at some of its accessories. Cybernetic circuitry shows up in the Tristan's head itself, and to replicate that, we get an extra head, and this is the first accessory that is included with the Tristan figure. To replicate that, they actually included an opaque head inside with a translucent outer casing, and it does a fantastic job in replicating that. And so the next accessory that's included is the MVS polearm, the Tristan's main weapon of choice, and it's a variant of the MVS swords, the Mazer vibrational swords. these weapons look exceedingly menacing, and just like in the show, they can connect together. So all you have to do is just align the two grooves and push them together, and here we have the MVS polearm in its combined form. So to hold the MVS polearm, the Tristan needs exchangeable hands, and that is just what they included, and this is the final accessory that is included with the Tristan. These are two closed fist hands with a hole in them that you can use to hold the MVS polearm. So bringing the figure back, let's take a look at the articulation of the figure. His head is on a ball joint, full range of motion there. His antenna stalk thingies can move forwards and backwards. The arm is fully articulated and it's on a ball joint. It's actually double jointed, once at the body itself and once at the arm itself. Really nice range of motion there. Its arm is actually double jointed, once to this white piece and once to the arm itself. It can move in and out, and it can turn side to side. Its elbows are on its elbows can move in and out. Its hands are on ball joints, as they can be changed. There's also a little bit of waist articulation, as can be seen here, but because of the design of the figure, it only can turn side to side to a little extent. Its legs, full range of motion there once again, forwards, backwards, in and out, and it can rotate side to side. Its knees can move forwards and backwards. Its land spinners are on a ball joint, full range of motion there, and it can turn side to side slightly. Its wheels can be spun, and its feet are on ball joints, and the front of its foot is on a separate joint. And that's about it for articulation. So getting on to the final part of this video, what is the Tristan without its transformation? And yes, the Tristan figure does actually transform into its jet mode or fortress mode as well. So to transform the figure to its jet mode, first what we have to do is to actually push the two antenna back. Take this center piece and raise it up above its face. It's actually double jointed, so it actually goes in front of its face like that. Take the waist and push it forwards while bringing the 2 feet back, and this peg at the back of the cockpit will tap into the hole at the side of the legs. So let's just go ahead and do that, and we do the same for the other leg. Push its 2 feet back and into the upright position, and last but not least, as for the arms, we have to push them below the wings and push them into position and extend this little hook piece to complete the jet mode. And so here is the Tristan in its vehicle mode, fortress mode, or jet mode, or whatever you want to call it. It looks absolutely fantastic. I'm sorry, but there's no other way to describe this jet mode. It's really sleek, and it looks exactly like how it should be. It looks really accurate to its original animated counterpart. And first, when I actually heard that the Tristan figure was actually going to be released in the Robot Damashii line, I was slightly apprehensive as to whether they would be able to pull off the jet mode with the figure itself, because with the Tristan, the main feature is of course the transformation gimmick, and the Robot Damashii line is not known for transforming figures, and I'm really glad they were actually able to pull it off to such a great extent. In conclusion, the figure itself is of course exceedingly high quality, as stated in previous Robot Damashii figure reviews. The material is fantastic, the articulation is outstanding, the appearance of the figure, as I've said countless of times, is very accurate to the original animated counterparts, and overall this figure is awesome. The transformation is kept, and just like the Shinkiro figure, it looks great in both modes, and well, it's highly recommended for Code Geass fans, mecha fans, or figure fans alike. And the last thing I'd like to point out is that at the bottom of the jet mode, you can see a little hole there, just like in the Shinkiro figure. Well, that hole is actually for the Robot Damashii display stand, or the Robot Damashii stage, sold separately. So, this is Actar saying, see you guys in the next episode.